of deflating cricket for Rishabh Pant's Indian cricket team because Senuran Muthusamy's maiden 100 and Marco Jansen's power-packed 50. Only one wicket has been taken in 2 sessions of play on day 2. South Africa are 428 for 7 and there are questions galore for Pant's captaincy, the bowling, the wicket, the patience level that Indian bowlers need to operate on. Maybe that seems to have frailed thin because only one wicket, and that too, nothing from the wicket, nothing from the skill. It was Kyle Verreynne having a brain fade, just charging out blindly and getting stumped.
What was the controversy with his dismissal? Why was he not leaving the ground?
They wanted to check if Rishabh Pant had collected the ball ahead of the stumps.
Which wasn't the case.
Yeah, but that wasn't the only bit of unhappiness that was in the first session. Senuran Muthusamy was adjudged LBW. But the RTS murmur that was there when it brushed the glove was so minuscule that it could have gone India's way also. But no, since the rule is clear, we have done the video on that. If it has brushed the glove, and in an LBW situation that has to be considered first, the glove takes precedence. Yeah. But it wasn't that big a spike.
No, but also you hadn't even gone to ball tracking after that.
Correct.
So maybe you would have missed. I had a feeling on ball tracking also.
He was out.
Missing. I thought he was missing. Also, I don't know whether the impact in that sense was in the line. So I wanted to see that closely. Could have been 50-50, could have been out, but I'm not sure. I know the umpire had given out.
Yes.
I felt before the glove came in that maybe the impact may have been outside. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, but again, see, this is, it's not cheating or it's not unfortunate, right? There is a spike, Yeah. That is considered as a glove.
Pant's stump make shenanigans. Are batsman ko hi pata nahi hai.
Though that's okay.
Yeah.
So many times batter doesn't know.
Yeah.
How can that be? Yeah, how can that be a issue at all? Batter ko nahi pata se kya farak padta hai?
Yes.
There is a slight this thing, there's a slight this thing.
Yep. But yes,
happened with Virat Kohli also.
Yeah, a lot of times. But
he didn't realize.
He never realized.
No, it's happened a couple
of times.
So,
but is it right to assume this has been a very deflating session for India?
No,
deflating 2 sessions.
2 sessions. I know, but yeah, I agree that this probably would have been a little bit more deflating for multiple reasons. I mean, people might see a wicket having fallen and would say that the first session had no wicket fall, so that would have been more deflating. But I think this is more deflating, this session, because even though first session wicket hadn't fallen, it was still, they were grinding it out. They were batting at less than 3 and over. They've gone and close to 4 and over in this particular session and has put the overall run rate over 3. So, you know, in that sense, from being in mid 2s to now plus 3, all down to 1 session, and they've covered up for the previous, 4 sessions. That in itself tells you that how aggressive they were in this particular session. So that put together, I think this is a far more deflating session than the first session. But, you know, the only, not that India has been ideal, and I think we'll talk about the bowling and we'll talk about the captaincy, which hasn't been 100% there. But I think it's also, 2 things that really stand out for me. One, we are used to tailenders getting runs against us, but what Muthusamy did today is kind of also given you a bit of made you taste your own medicine, because you had the Washington Sundars and the Ravindra Jadejas come and get you runs and, put you in good positions in a test match, because they were spin bowling all-rounders and used to, now know how other teams may have felt, because they sometimes got the top order on quickly and then our all-rounders saved the day for us. It's happened many times. Ashwin would do it at one point, and of course Jadeja, Washi, Akshar to that extent have been doing it consistently. So today it felt to have the shoe on the other foot. In that sense, that was one thing that we need to realize. And the second, I believe that while I know that day 1 ended with you wanting to be in a position where, of course, clearly South Africa were the team that was behind and India were the team that was dominating, to cut to now, I think end of day 1 I clearly said India, I'd rather be India than South Africa. Cut to now, I'd rather be South Africa than India. But what is happening in this test match is exactly how test matches go. So again, I repeat, this is still a very good batting pitch to bat on, taking nothing away from Muthusamy, who's a good enough all-rounder. We know Marco Jansen is good enough, but I think the fact that these two are getting runs, and Varane as well, who by the way till now has looked very uncomfortable in Indian conditions, he looks so comfortable batting here. All of that also raises hope for me. I think Indian batters will also get runs by the ton here. I think not just the Indian top order, but even if you're the Indian all-rounders, you would be licking your lips, and I think you would be confident of getting runs. So if, let's say, South Africa gave 500, I think India would also be quite bullish about getting to 500. Only thing is, because we as fans have been robbed of this opportunity of watching old age test matches, which actually go like this, with lots of runs in the first inning, and then second innings going really fast. So I think we may be getting a bit impatient, but I still feel there's a lot of life left in this test match. The first thing India would have to do is bat well. If they bat well and get anywhere close, I'm not even saying a lead, but anywhere close within what South Africa get, it'll be an exciting finish, because first innings may be this long, and so anyone watching don't see, if South Africa has batted 6 sessions, India will have to bat 6 sessions to be equal. Then how many sessions are you left with to get a test match? But remember, first inning sessions, you cut it by almost 3 times. That's what happened in the second innings. And then next innings could be session and a half, 2 sessions, 1 full inning, session and a half, 2 sessions, 1 full inning. So the test match will move very rapidly after day 3. So I know I would rather be South Africa, but I'm still saying that it's not over for India at this situation. There's a lot of test match cricket to be played here.
It's definitely not doom and gloom for India, because again the evidence at the moment is that again batters 7, 8, 9 are getting runs on this wicket, and at the moment, unlike Kolkata, unlike Perth, unlike Cape Town, you're not seeing any of those signs of this pitch being wavered or bounce being up and down, or there being vicious turn. There was some turn on offer yesterday, some today as well, but it's not like it's drastically changed. It's just the kind of turn that you expect on day 1, day 2. I think right now the wicket's very good. Indian batters also, I agree with you, have reason to look forward to getting runs. Nothing to be really scared of. Yes, the team batting first has done a good job, but this is exactly how Test
more than
cricket
a good
is.
job. I'll agree.
This is exactly how Test cricket is. There, you can't be having a Perth scenario where 19 wickets are falling day 1, or a Kolkata scenario where multiple wickets.
But we've been getting those scenarios now for last 4-5 years.
Exactly what you need. This is exactly what you need. If you need a reminder, again, this is exactly what is happening in England, where 450, 835 runs on an aggregate were being scored in the first test match. So,
but the counter argument to that was, we mentioned England yesterday, but a lot of our viewers, the counter argument was, because as far as I could gauge from a lot of Indian fans, they were like, that was Bashir and Tongue and all that, so India got those many runs. Against Jansen and Maharaj and Harmer, you're not going to do that. So I still disagree.
I disagree as well. There's no reason. I'm not looking at a scenario where Indian batters cannot get close to this total. None at all. But just on the point of Muthusamy, because he was just going from strength to strength in this innings, it did firstly remind me of an Ashwin, because you would get these contributions. Look at his first class record as well. This was his 10th first class century. His conversions fabulous every time. This is like a outrageous stat with him. Every time, I think it was Sean Pollock on commentary who mentioned it, every time he crosses 11, he's not out. Every time he crosses 11, he's not out in first class cricket. This is just wild.
So if you have to get him out before 11.
I mean, look at it.
And I think, what were we talking about when we were building up to this series? You were talking about Muthusamy, the bowler. Not perhaps the batter.
No, but we saw glimpses in Pakistan.
In Pakistan, exactly. But you were all talking combinations. We're talking about 2 spinners. Maybe they would want a third this time, and they did. But you were always talking of Muthusamy as somebody who could trouble India with the ball, with the bat. Let's be honest, he's given you more trouble than you accounted for.
Yeah, but the fact that he came ahead of Varane, I know that they were trying to balance other left, right, whatever. But I think the fact that he came out batting there, it kind of told you that the team had full faith in him. South Africans did have faith in him and his batting abilities. So it's not like a big surprise or a bolt from the blue that he's gotten 100. I'm guessing the dressing room knew that he's capable of that. That's why probably they pushed him there.
I mean, Muthusamy can be a proper top 5 bat. Let's look at the stats that you mentioned, and here also it's not a slog. He's managing the bounce well. He's able to play the sweep. He's able to nudge into the gaps pretty quickly. That's where 107 or 203 proper test match knock that you've seen from a number 7.
But it's not that we've not had 7.
Yeah.
You have
Jaddu.
Jadeja, you have Washi. Washi who can bat at number 3.
Yep, which is what we have to see if he bats at number 3 in this test match.
Also, Siddharth mentioned at the start the word deflated. I think what's caused the most deflation for this Indian team at the moment is that Marco Jansen knock. Your premier bowlers, be it your premier spinner in Kuldeep or be it your premier fast bowler in Jasprit Bumrah, the man has had to bat with 3 different bats till now. He got 2 of his bats changed.
Broken.
He was on an assault, and I think that assault really deflated India so much so that right towards the end, again perhaps this coming in a bit late in terms of the field spreading out and the short ball tactic. Or for that matter, Rishabh Pant, the captain, telling Washington, Washi, why don't you try bowl from from over the wicket? I think these tactics could have been deployed earlier as well when that assault was on. But clearly India weren't prepared for that assault from Marco Jansen, who just from the word go made his intent very clear.
I mean, that one shot, I think, why I said deflated, Jansen dismisses a straight drive of Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah.
That was the intent, that boss. What are you talking about? We are playing in your own home conditions, but we are now bossing this game. And again, Pant luckily came back yesterday with Kuldeep Yadav's skills taking you 3 wickets. Today he did the same mistake and he was made to pay. He was made to pay, and that is where I think he has to learn the field settings in a test match. Can't be like an ODI. It can't be spread out. You have to attack. Where was the attack? It was there, but then moment Jansen started going, he spread the field out, exposing yourself to more gaps, exposing yourself to continuous strike rotation, unable to build up pressure. Yesterday, those 3 wickets ensured, oh, I am safe. My captaincy will not come under that much of scrutiny. Today, 1 wicket, and that too, no tactics. Wherein just had a brain fade. Look at the partnership and look at the way how they have gone about. It has been easy going for them. No chances created even.
But many might say that, Pant the captain and had Gill been there any different. But now I'll take you back to, see, it's not, take you back to the England series when there were runs being scored by England. Gill was guilty of doing the same thing.
Yes.
Exactly the same thing. So I think each captain then finds himself in that bit of a catch-22 situation where you are behind the game, you're behind in the series, you need a win desperately, but you also can't allow, as I said, you're also looking long-term. This test match could really hurry up in the second innings. Now what do? Each run being scored here is also important. Now Jansen is timing it so well, hitting it cleanly. Do I put pressure or do I spread my field and then hope that he gives one in the hand of the fielder at the boundary? If I don't do that, he keeps chancing his arm, I bring the field in and he gets a quick-fire 50, which he has now. But I mean, I'm guessing we're wiser in hindsight, right? At that time, even if I'm captain,
if you have to be clear with your plans, see, you tell your bowlers that this is the length you bowl, I will set the field accordingly to ensure the runs are dried up. Here the runs were also not getting dried up. So what do you do then? That means they didn't have a plan B. They didn't have a plan B today, and that's why South Africa have feasted on you were 247. In the space of 2 sessions, you have added another 181 runs more in 2 sessions.
So I go back to that question that we raised yesterday. On a pitch like this, which is now not helping anybody, and it really has to be... by the way, before I get to that, I think even Jasprit Bumrah bit off today compared to the Jasprit Bumrah that we saw yesterday. I know that he's trying to... See, he knows nothing's going to happen from the pitch. He needs to nail the Yorker, and he's been trying extra hard for that Yorker, turning a lot of them into full tosses, and so or really good length. So he's not really got his length right or that dangerous Yorker in, because again, as I said, nothing really coming off from the pitch. But then that's what takes me back to the plan. You played with 4 spinners on a pitch where you needed only 2 to win the game. 2 would have been enough on that pitch. 2 good spinners would have been enough on that pitch. On a pitch like this where there's nothing on offer, that's when you need reinforcement. That's when you need multiple options. You've gone with 1 spinner less, and out of that, one of them has to be Washi. Again, taking nothing away from him, but this is something that we've established in our discussions earlier, that is he a test match winning spinner at the moment? he's had a few good performances.
But in conditions which help him.
Yeah, versus New Zealand. No, he picked up in England also. Remember, he took
again,
4 wickets, Lords.
It again takes you back to that specialist debate. There's only so much you will get from an all-rounder.
No, but I'm saying
get,
between
once in 5 matches, you will get exactly those breakthroughs and those 3-wicket hauls.
Between an Akshar and a Washi, there's a better chance that Akshar can win me a game with the ball than Washi. With the ball, he's done that.
With the bat.
No, bat, I'm saying, okay, if you just put both at the same level, or even if you give Washi a bit more credit, he's clearly a better technically organized batter, though Akshar's numbers would disagree.
On a wicket like this, I doubt how much an Akshar would have been able to extract.
But he's...
That's the thing.
I agree with you, but that's what I'm saying. So, I don't know, his record per se in test match cricket has given you more evidence of him having, okay, I agree, in a lot of time there have been helpful conditions as well, but he's been a slightly more accomplished test match bowler than Washi. That's my only argument. Yeah, with Jadeja, that argument may not hold true because Jadeja has been an accomplished test match bowler. But I'm saying, see, again, I go back to Washi in white ball cricket as well. You're not even using him as a white ball bowler, right? He's now an out-and-out batter. Gujarat only uses him as a batter. That's what I'm saying. So he's a good bowler. He's a decent enough bowler. Is he a match-winning bowler or not? He can be a backup, sort of a spinner, at least what we've gathered.
First chain spinner.
First, second chain spinner. There is more evidence of an Akshar winning you test matches with the ball than Washi. I feel not that. Not that I'm putting Akshar in the category of a Kuldeep. That's why I say in this particular team right now, they are effectively, even Jadeja, I'll say, sometimes needs conditions. I think in this Indian bowling lineup, there are 3 bowlers who on their day, even if it's flat conditions, they can come through with a match-winning spell. Kuldeep, Bumrah and Siraj to an extent. 3 bowlers who can do it. Rest of them do require conditions. So I don't know whether they could have played. And again, this also now, because the whole debate will go back to the pitch. See, we told you don't go back to such pitches. Those turning tracks are only okay. But then this is what harms you. Not only does it harm you. Firstly, this match is not done.
Exactly.
We don't know. But the other thing that you can see already is that if you continue to have those spin-friendly pitches, then how are you going to develop the skills of your bowlers to be getting you? This skill is also needed.
The slow deterioration of patience and grinding for bowlers is gone.
What do we speak? You mentioned something about Kuldeep again. Him being more patient at times.
Before you come in,
what does a test match like this or an innings like this do to you as a bowler? This is exactly where you're tested in terms of how is it that you can bounce back. You may have bowled 15 overs, 20 overs, but how is it that you then cope in the field? How is it that you then be imaginative enough to be able to produce a spell, to be able to give your team those couple of good overs? This is a test of mental fortitude, and not always will you be done, let's say, in 15 overs and you're done away with. At times your team will require you to bowl those 25 odd overs, and that's what test cricket is also all about.
And if you look at it, see, on the 2 wickets in this home summer that you've had, in against West Indies and against South Africa, Delhi and here, prior to Delhi, Kuldeep never conceded 100 runs in an innings. Never. He conceded it for the first time in Delhi, and now 1 match later, leave Kolkata aside, and now in Barsapara he's conceded 100 runs for the second time. Did Kuldeep feature in those rank turner era of that 21 to 23 period? Hardly. He bowled on sporting decks and he got success there. You kept him out. Now, how can you suddenly ask him to turn on the switch that, we need your skill on sporting decks? It was there on day 1. Today he's looked like a passenger. Because my captain or my field plannings are such that I'm not able to create that much of moment. I'm waiting for South Africa to make a mistake. Yesterday, 2 out of the 3 wickets was mistakes. They tried to loft him straight down the ground. He held out to the fielder there. One of Stubbs was an edge. This one, nothing.
Am I mistaken here? But just basis what we saw yesterday and today, did you guys sense a bit of over-reliance on Kuldeep's part on Rishabh to be setting the field for him?
To an extent, but today I heard Rishabh in that sense telling KD, tu kar set, what do you want? He was...
Yesterday also, I remember...
No, he was telling Kuldeep too.
Kuldeep, tappa yahan.
No. Today I'm saying the other. He was telling Kuldeep
to set
you tell me where you want the field. You tell me now. For the righty, where do you want this? for this you were. And then Kuldeep was telling. I think that's a bit of a mixed bag. I think that fight, sometimes he's stepping in, sometimes. But it's not that Kuldeep's also listening to everything.
He hurt twice with the timer as well. And I just felt that, he was just missing that spark today, Kuldeep. He had to be lifted up by his teammates and especially the captain. Twice he said that, I remember Pant saying that you were twice already, the timer's on, buddy, quick, get your act together.
Yeah. I mean, it can be deflating for anyone. Not that he was listening to Pant in every... because once or twice I remember him saying, upar dal, and he bowled short of length. So, I think he's using his own mind, which he should. I mean, he knows
We may
best.
have to wait for how the Indian innings pans out, but this is already giving me vibes of Nagpur 2012. It was a turgid, flat wicket that refused to deteriorate and everybody made merry. The bowlers struggled on all the days.
See, if it does not... See, if you're the Indian team now, you would want the pitch to deteriorate. That's the only chance of winning this test match. When I mean deteriorate, it won't immediately do that. Of course, you will also get day and a half good batting conditions to bat on. And so you have to pile on the same amount of runs. I have a feeling that India might bat a little bit at a faster rate.
That's the key.
Then naturally they will. I mean, depends if Jaiswal, gets going. KL will bat in his own way, but the rest of Indian batters are also like Pant is like that. They're stroke makers, so I have a feeling they'll bat a bit higher, but they still need to bat 4-5 session easily, for them to be close by, and I think that is still possible. This is going to be the longest session of the day. For that, they'll have to get quick wickets. I know that this day has not gone according to plan. We were sitting yesterday after the day's play and thinking that during the first break, and I say first break because I've gotten so confused with lunch and tea and all. The first break, which is tea break, they needed to have finished the South African inning. That would have been ideal, and come out after that. That's not happened. You've gone through one more session. But as I said, you're not that far behind looking at the conditions. So I would back India to get a lot of runs, but they would hope the pitch deteriorates. Because if it does not, and it is a possibility, you're right, it continues to be like that, then it's South Africa doesn't need to push anything. They won the series, they'll push for a draw, tata bye-bye, or at best get as many runs as you want and give last 2 sessions, 3 sessions for India, knowing fully well that the target is so high that you can't chase it. But what if in that off chance we can dismiss them? So that's when they'll be high. So for sake of India, I hope the pitch starts deteriorating, not today, but from day 4 onwards. Yeah.
That's when South Africa will come out to bat. If India
would also be batting on day 4, but that's fine. That will be towards the end of their batting. They'll have to bat in some tough conditions.
They have to not just bat fast, they have to take a lead. It's simple. You need a good lead. If India
trailing, if you get around where South Africa is now, I'm saying last innings now will happen very fast. It goes in fast forward mode. This is how we used to see test matches for the longest time. You think that it's heading for a draw, day 3 are a draw, and then day 4, day 5 would move at such a rapid pace you wouldn't even realize.
The wicket then would play a part in that. It won't just
there would be one more X factor who would exploit the conditions brilliantly in that era. It was either a Ravichandran Ashwin or an Anil Kumble. They would, if you...
Or Harbhajan Singh.
Harbhajan would just build the pressure, Kumble would run through. Jadeja would build the pressure, Ashwin would run through. In this, who is building the pressure and who's the wicket taker? In this current lineup, Washi, maybe, but we don't know his pedigree yet. He needs real rank turners to show his worth. Pune and Mumbai, like he did against New Zealand. And remember, Muthusamy, left armer, again an unknown proponent. You have not played him that much. We don't know. You will have 5 left-handers.
If I'm not wrong.
2019, but then this current generation haven't played him that much. That was the Virat Kohli era, 2019. True. This is 6 years later. And he's a much improved version of what he was in 2019. So that is the thing. And we saw, even with left-handers in the team, Ejaz Patel really troubled you in Mumbai. Yeah. So I think for South Africa, they'll just say, boss, don't care about left hand, right hand. We'll just bowl in the right areas, build the pressure, and that's it. India have to take a lead. If they can't take a lead, even if it's 20-25 runs they're behind, and with so little time, I think they'll be under the cosh.
But before we get into the comments...
Imagine, I'm just looking at this batting lineup. Simon Harmer, Keshav Maharaj, 10 and 11.
11.
They
yeah.
bat till 11.
Yes. Although Maharaj got a pair in Kolkata, but still he can hang in. On this wicket, he can hang in.
More than hanging, yaar. More than hanging.
Yeah.
Maharaj, indeed.
But,
Yeah,
ideal scenario
I'm
for
here.
India, given of course the fact that it's going to be the longest session.
We hope.
What's the most ideal scenario over here for the
See,
Indian team?
today 4-5.
Get the 3 wickets within the next 20 runs. Come out to bat, pile on the runs. By the end of the day, you got to be 100 for 1.
Can they get? Yeah, I was just about to say, can they get 200 by the
I'm
end of
saying
the day?
90 for 1, whatever. I'm just saying.
Depends.
Only option.
Yep. So, yeah, let's take some comments at this point in time with Steve Ticolo. I hope team combinations now put into focus. What is the role of Reddy? How can you drop Akshar? Is Reddy a better batter than Akshar? Domestically pure batters?
I think with Reddy, this was a case of having a right-hander. Let's be
Correct.
honest. If he's bowling 4 overs, if he's in the previous test matches as well, we saw there've been occasions he's not been used enough as a bowler. In this match, you knew because of what had happened in Kolkata, you wanted a right-handed batter in your lineup. You were so spooked by what Simon Harmer did to you. You did not want to insert another left-hander, and you were sure you wanted to bring in a Sai Sudarshan because you needed a top-order batter. And yeah, I think at least in this 11, he makes the cut because he's a right-handed batter.
Yeah, he does. That's the only reason. Otherwise, he's bowled 1 over less than Ahmedabad against the West Indies. He's bowled only 4 overs so far. That's a T20 spell done in a red ball format.
Also, his speeds are very unimpressive. He's only bowling 120, 125.
He was always in that range.
Yeah, really needs to work on
In
that.
England, it will work because there will be some movement in the air.
It worked in Australia as well, I remember.
No, he struggled in Australia.
But see again, when there was bounce on offer, I remember he would, that Marsh wicket, I remember, I think he got him out because he got that extra bounce. Yeah, he's giving me a feeling that he's work in progress and he does need conditions. Because on these wickets, if your regular bowlers are struggling, and NKR is going to be struggling even more.
If he does well with the bat, then what do you do? Steve Ticolo, that's all I will have to say in that. And Sandeep Ritz is saying, enough of this GG drama. All talk, no outcome. He needs to go now as an SOS. If India wants to save its test cricket, what a bad coach. When an IPL mentor will become coach, disaster is not far away. Ouch. I mean...
Well, hold your thoughts here, I would say for now. Hold your
For
horses
now,
because match not over yet. Agreed, the combination and some of the things happening perhaps questionable. But this match ain't done
But
yet.
Gambhir didn't do himself any favors by saying that this is the kind of pitch that he wanted. And now you've done a total 180 degrees in Barsapara, which means it was a defense in vain. Let's make no mistake about it. Rakesh Bhushan saying, none of the spinners drew the batsman out. Guile and then dip. Why blame the pitch? Art of bowling spin completely lost in this land, which gave many fine spinners. Kumble got many of his wickets on such a pitch.
That's
Totally
exactly what we said.
110% agree with it. Rajat Agarwal is saying South Africa 500 plus. Oh, if Harmer turns, we might lose by an innings.
At the moment, if a Kuldeep Yaar as a wrist spinner is not able to get that kind of turn, I doubt.
Yeah. True. I mean, see, if the guy
Harmer can trouble you, but turn I'm not too sure of. There's only so much on offer.
Yep. Thompson de Cruz is like very angry. He said, you let South Africa off the hook. The bowling has been clueless and subpar. If India loses, accountability must be fixed. We are obsessed with playing all-rounders. Then this template of all-rounders has to go if you lose the series 2-0. Dhanush is saying, sack Gambhir as coach, lose 2 home test series, whitewash, tweeted in 2023, Sky B in test team, what's his level in test, boycott was 100% right about him. Oh, that dismissal that happened at the Oval, that is doing rounds, whenever Gambhir loses a test match at this point. Chili Paneer, need to look beyond one-trick pony of spinners who have no dusra and bowl at same pace. Their only strategy is to bowl faster. Jadeja and Washi greater than Akhtar. Hey, come on, yeah, that's
Can't
harsh.
happen.
That's harsh. Steve Ticolo, India has to get 3 wickets quickly. India has to bat well quickly, also considering time. India has to trigger collapse of second innings. Too much to do. Too much to do, indeed, Steve Ticolo. Too much. Rakesh Bhushan, Sid blames Pant for field placement, 12th man carrying drinks. Why GG is not passing messages? Sky openly admits he looks at GG from field and goes by GG direction during field. Nikhil, who has a last call in present GG setup?
First, answer the first bit of his question, Sid.
But does Pant rely on Gautam Gambhir for field and direction? Then it only proves the point that Gambhir is white-handing Surya Kumar Yadav. Then.
But I'm not sure about this at all.
About what?
This
He's
claim-
setting the field, yeah.
You're not. So tell what would you want?
It's your hands-on job, yeah. It's the captain's job, and I doubt if these strings are being pulled again.
Look,
There's a lot of narrative around Gautam Gambhir, let's be honest, but this is pushing it, yeah.
Rakesh Bhushan, simple. If we have to understand cricket in an ideal world, coach, man manages. On the field, the captain decides. In an ideal world.
See, two things. I completely, for the last bit that he's asked me, who's the last call, who needs to take the last call? When it comes to bowling changes, field placement, entirely the captain's call. I would have it no other way. That's how it should be, and I think Pant is also doing it. Having said that, my only thing is, there's no harm in the coach, and I'm not saying while the game is on, but between the 1 hour drink breaks, between the sessions that you have, I think it is the coach's role or the entire support staff's role to sit and chart a map together. And if some things are not happening at the moment and India is struggling, then I think the blame needs to be put at both the captain as well as the coach. I'm not saying that the coach, unlike T20 where every little decision is being sent out, will not happen in a test match. It is captain who's taking a lot of calls, but I'm saying the larger call of what your bowling plans are, what have you decided, what could be your bowlers that you start with, where do you get which bowler, against which batter, what plan, and I think none of those have worked today so far, right? And for that, the coach will have to take the blame as much as the captain. So that's my point. But limited field placement, and also in the field placement, the larger thing that's when you make a plan for a particular batter, where you're going to be bowling round or over, and if these are his weak areas or this is the area where he can be out, I need to put some fielders there. I'm sure this feedback has to go from the coach to the captain. And I think if that has not happened, because you mentioned no plan B, I think that's where then the responsibility lies at the coach as well. So I think it's a valid criticism there. And as far as Gill versus Pant thing is concerned, I don't claim to know exact full details, but whatever little I know, because we're in this business and travel, you know people who are within the team who have worked with different characters. There could be a greater role of Gautam in deciding what things can be with a Gill. When I say greater, Gill will still be the captain in deciding mode. However, there could be a greater chance of the captain going along with what Gautam is saying with Gill, and lesser chance with Pant being there. As far as I know, Pant is very much his own man, and I don't think he may listen to the coach, but I don't think he would necessarily follow everything to the T. He is going
Ponting
to take.
would testify.
Yes, Ricky Ponting would testify. He will take his own calls. He is his own man, and what he thinks he will do, even if it means not defying the coach, but it's not in act of defiance, but it is more so,
going with your instinct.
Yeah, he won't he won't be afraid or shy
it
of
has
doing
to
that.
be again. Coaches and the management's job is to
Yeah.
come up with inputs.
Yeah.
I'm the decision maker ultimately on the field. If I like what you're saying, I may want to try it out, but I'm not obligated to. That's how captaincy is.
Yeah.
Sandeep Ritz, if Rishabh Pant can be a captain, then I can be captain too. Okay. He is a worse captain in IPL, and this test has just exposed him big time as captain. Well, Delhi Capitals, what you have to say about
He's
that?
not.
Now to know Delhi
I don't
I know,
think
but
he's
still.
a bad captain. There will be phases in a. I'll go back again. We've given that example. By the way, Rishabh Pant as captain in IPL is also not bad. Rishabh Pant, the batter, was horrendous.
Yes.
And Rishabh Pant, the batter in T20, has been off the steam for some time. I agree with you. Should he be part of the Indian T20 team? No. Completely agree with you. But Rishabh Pant, the captain in T20 cricket, is also not bad. Trust me. He's a decent enough captain in Test cricket. And I'll give you an example. Was MS Dhoni a bad captain? No. But there were stages in Test matches where I almost pulled my hair out when MS was captaining. When the opposition is piling on runs, even the best of captains are made to look mediocre.
Crystal Days, from the UK, has been stressing on this time factor. Time could be an issue in this test. SA just needs draw. If SA score near 500, India may score same, but it would be near end of day 4. Enough time after. See, yesterday
He makes a valid point.
Yesterday the game ended at 4-4. p.m. IST. You were 8 overs short. Even though you started half an hour early, still, it is a valid point, my friend. It is a very valid point indeed. Rakesh Bhushan, in Test cricket, you take 5-6 overs to set up a batsman. Here, this Indian team wants wicket in each delivery, it seems. Where is the patience to set a batsman and trap him? Has that art vanished? It has vanished. Because of the simple fact you wanted rank turners, you're spoiled for choices. You thought that every ball there will be a wicket. No. This is how a test pitch should be.
But Siddharth, remember the time that you played England last year, you presented these sporting wickets where many of the matches were going to day 4, day 5.
Exactly.
So to say that, the art perhaps has gone, maybe it's just not on display at the moment, I would say.
The artists have also gone, na?
The artists though have changed.
Yes.
That's the thing. The artists have changed.
Yep. Rajkumar Bharadwaj, are we seeing another press conference that Gigi says, I got the pitch I wanted but bowlers found wanting? Or someone else comes and gives doctorate speech. India certainly restricted due to IPL. See, who's coming at the end of the press conference on day 5? If it goes that far, we don't know.
While I get the sentiment at the moment, my only plea right now is, guys, there's still one session left and you're not even halfway through the test match.
You have 10 sessions still to go.
Yeah, just don't be so deflated and so pessimistic about it. There will be times an opposition will come score runs as well. I know we're too used to domination, but it's a game of cricket and you're playing the world champions who they are for a reason.
Correct. Sandeep is saying, no captain-coach partnership has ever worked in Indian cricket where coach is as much, if not more dominant than captain, be it Greg Saurav or Kohli Kumble. Always needs a coach who stays in the background, like a right Ganguly, like a Kirsten Dhoni. Who knows? But here, Gambhir definitely is not in that. Gill is taking the background, that's what they are perceived to be. He's in the background, Gambhir is in the forefront. Sure. I'm not sure about it. Ashish there, India gains something in WTC if they manage to draw then lose. I don't know why that philosophy has come. You gain 6 points.
Yeah.
But then I don't know why you say a draw is not enough for us here. But you're still in the race.
In the game, yeah. It's better than 0.
Sarthak Arya, if the surface doesn't change much, then India would score quicker than SA. This is YJ kind of wicket. Yashasvi Jaiswal. We need to understand that this was how tests were played traditionally. We hope
Very good point, Sarthak Arya.
But he has to first overcome his left arm weakness. Stark and Jansen have really dissected that technique. Then, okay, is that it? I think there was one more, na? Sridhar Savaikar, agree this is more like traditional test in India. But do you see the pitch breaking quickly enough for India to produce a result? Or there is enough time left to complete 4th innings? He has to bat once, bat big. Which is what I agree. I think you have to score quickly. But is the pitch allowing you to score quickly? Because Stubbs was saying yesterday, it is getting very difficult to score quickly. Today it might have eased off.
There's be a bit of gamesmanship there as well.
Could
with
be.
Stubbs saying that.
Then why did Ryan say that in the press conference?
I think that's what I said, what Sridhar Savaikar is saying, that you would need the pitch to break. It's in India's interest, but not very quickly. So it's a fine line. If it doesn't break, I think that's
problematic.
Very problematic.
See, because for India, a breaking of pitch is a gamble. You can lose, but you can win. So you'd rather do that than be in a situation where loss and win both out. Doesn't work for you. Another series loss at home is not something that we have an appetite for.
Yeah.
Forget daggers, I think.
Then you unleash the samurai sword.
The swords will be out, not just daggers.
The samurai sword is out. I think Gambhir's position is untenable after this series, then as test coach. Because you're next playing in August, September 2026.
Yeah.
So, doesn't make sense at this point in time. Then, okay, again GGK, we are winning pitches now flat. We will now get 600 plus, then pitch breaks and SA collapse. Jaiswal 200 as usual. Well, because he's now again on that momentum that India will win the Women's World Cup. He's gone in with this prediction all over again.
Wishful at the moment, I would say.
Can happen. But then, do we have the time? That's the thing. After for India first innings, Rajiv Ranjan is saying, you should dig up the pitch. Anything is possible in India after the first innings. Well, it's not happening anymore, my friend. Rahul, not Dravid. His name is Vinod, by the way. Indian team gives the impression of not ready for this long toil, but also fails to bat in rank turner. It's catch-22 situation at home. Couldn't find balance. The lowest point after 0-7 WC. But yet, we have 10 sessions still remaining. Anything can happen. This is the last session that's coming up on day 2. We are not continuing. We will be back at 4. We are not continuing at 4:10, 4:15. It's impossible because the light was so bad at 4:04 yesterday.
Yeah.
If it continues to get dark, that's it. That's the benchmark that you've got. So yes, what do you think? How much can they restrict South Africa to? Because we have got only it's
They're
starting
on
the
4
final
to 5
session.
right now.
4 to 8.
4 to 8.
Under 450?
No,
No.
no. I think,
Under 500?
yeah, I think about 470 maybe.
470. Yeah, I think they're getting past 450. I think they are.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it. They may be 455
you
all
need
out.
an inspired spell from a Jasprit or a Kuldeep to be able to do that for you.
Because see, you will get a wicket now. This, if you look at Barsapara day 1,
I know.
when the
Feel.
sessions have begun, or
Yeah.
just before that, you've lost wickets.
Yeah.
So this is the best time, and you've got a Ravi Jadeja who's going to start proceedings. So yep, I think 450 they will cross. What do you think, Nikhil? Can they restrict them to under 450, or they're crossing 450? They're 428.
Under 450, tough, yeah. I mean, I'd take it.
Yeah.
I'm saying 470.
Oh, same 470. Okay.
467.
460. Oh, the Bangalore score that India had. Second innings.
Just, yeah.
467. Okay. So yeah, extended session coming up. Let's see whether
What extended?
It
Abhi
is.
only you said.
I know,
5 minutes
but-
hardly will be.
yeah, but still, we have to say now. You have got an extension until 4:30, but it is impossible. That's what I know. So yeah, let's see how it pans out. We'll be back either for the innings break or for the match stumps end. Let's see.
Hopefully the former.
The former. Yeah. So all of us here. Bye bye. See you soon. Lots more videos coming your way from Sports Today.